And it says we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and introduce, in case there's anybody that lives under a bunk and doesn't know Eric Ferlo Aquatics is our panel guest tonight. And welcome, Eric. And he's going to talk about fish and reptiles and show us some things, and very informal. And the regular panel is here. Pam's here, Rob's here, Ed's here, Skipper's still under the weather, and didn't hear from Bobby, and Susie's finishing up her stream, so I think she may be on in a minute. So let's see who's in the chat real quick. Stephen Truth Secret, Mary Page, we were all talking about how nice you are about leaving comments on our videos in Susie Q's stream. Swampy Acres, hey Tom. Pride Moore, William, hey, Matt. J Rock, stream jumped on me. Always does that. And I probably look aggravated like everybody else does when it jumps. All right, Metalheads, Free G, Skull Aquatics, Mike's Aquatics and Things, Jerome. Wow, all the cool kids. BJ Palmer, 503 Aquatics, Monica Lynn, ABC Aquatic, and Mary Page again. All right. Well, is it okay? Do you prefer for me to put you up on the screen so that when we talk to you and ask you questions, you're the person to focus on? Or do you want to just stay down like we all are? I just usually leave it up to the guests.
I mean, either way, it's fine with me. Whatever you want to do.
Let's bring you up for a little bit, if that's okay. There we go. Hey, there you are. I can see too when the people are up there. I'm so blind I can't really see them when we're all little.
Well, and you get to see its amazing tank.
Are you ready for your close-up?
I know, right? That looks like an African cichlid tank.
Sure is.
So I don't really know the backstory, I don't think, about how you get involved in keeping fish. I know you also keep reptiles. But how did you get involved in it, and how long have you been doing it? And I know Darcy's involved in it too, your wife. So.
I've been keeping fish since I was a kid, pretty much. My dad got me a little 5-gallon when I was probably about 7 or 8 years old. And that just kind of lit the spark for me, so to speak.
Yep.
I've been in and out of the hobby a few times, just like a lot of other people.
Right. Well, I hear your dogs outside.
Yeah, somebody's probably walking by the house, or a blade of grass is moving or something.
Right, or a net of a tree. Yeah. Have you always kept the cichlids, or?
Not always. I mean, I started with a goldfish in a 5-gallon tank. So if that tells you anything.
Yeah.
And
I think I had. What were my first two? They were gold convicts.
Yeah.
And they had a little house they kept going in. And I said, oh, I want that, Mom. I was 7. And that was my first tank. It was 5-gallon. And so she got the little house and brought them home. And the next day, they had out a cloud of fire. They had their spawn in there, their egg.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So back to the store, they went real quick. Panel, jump in if you have any questions, or anybody in the chat. It's not like a formal interview.
Well, you live in Florida. Is there like a favorite fish that like all the fish stores carry down there in Florida, or do you guys like?
Oh, good question.
Like a wide variety of stuff.
I know the fish store I shop at, they try to keep stuff that a lot of the other stores don't keep. I mean, they have your neon tetras and stuff like that. But a lot of things they're trying to get, like, where you can't get it at like a chain store or whatever. But I mean, they do keep a lot of African cichlids. I mean, you can find that pretty much anywhere you go down here.
Is the water generally hard down there?
Yeah, like where I'm at, it comes out of the tap at about 7.8.
That's why African cichlids would be so popular.
Yeah.
Do you have to do a lot with your temperatures? Like, does your house pretty much stay at the same temperature year round?
Yeah, we keep it probably about 70 degrees in the summer and probably 72, 73 in the winter. I mean, it doesn't get It doesn't get cold for very long here, but it does get cold.
Gotcha.
Are some of the fish there, like the saltwater fish, are they actually caught around Florida? Are they harvested there?
I know, as far as fish, I'm not sure. I know, like, a lot of your blue hippo tangs are wild caught, and I'm not sure if they catch them around here, but I know the fish store I shop at, they have an area right out off the Gulf where they keep their live rock, and then they pay somebody to go out and dive and get it.
Oh, cool.
So
Your wife keeps the saltwater, doesn't she?
yeah, she keeps it.
Yeah. What does she have in there?
Oh, we've got a Naso tang in there. We've got some different Antheas in there. We've got some different cardinals in there. My favorite in there is a lemon peel angel.
Yes, those are nice. I've been afraid to try
with her and say it looks like somebody that's like a girl that's been out all night and her makeup's all runny.
Yeah. What a color. I've been afraid to try the Antheas. I think they are a little delicate, so I just haven't had the heart.
We've had a few pass on us. But, I mean, they're really cool if you can get them. If you can get a bunch of them and get them schooled together, they're a really nice schooling fish.
What about the reptiles? When did you get into those? How did you get to them? I just started.
We got into those first.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was along for the ride for a little while, and then I was like, well, they're in my house, I might as well dive in, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it started with a bearded dragon.
That seems to be like the guppy of the reptile world.
The gateway reptile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that you're now that you're in Florida, that doesn't make sense. But since you're in Florida, do you ever worry that they might make it so you can't have some of the reptiles that you have?
I do worry about that just because of all the invasive species we have going on down here. You know, with the Burmese pythons and the iguanas down south.
Right.
Do you have to find out?
Well,
I hear some feedback.
How would you find out if something was illegal?
You can check the the FWC Florida Wildlife website. You can pretty much get any information you want there. It even tells you how to go about getting a license to breed reptiles, which we're actually going to go for next year. So.
Oh, very cool.
So what are you planning on breeding?
Ball pythons. We've got chameleons that we've bred. We have several different kinds of geckos. We've got crested geckos, gargoyle geckos, and leopard geckos that we've bred.
Wow.
Right now we sell some of them to our local fish store. We basically just kind of do store credit with it.
Yeah.
But eventually, if we get our license, we'll be actually able to actually sell it to them. So.
Are you having trouble with get crickets down there?
Crickets? No, actually so far we haven't had a problem getting crickets.
My Petco and PetSmart are sold out. So, and I've been having. This will be the third day if I give them. I've been having to give the power worms or wonder worms they're called. And I don't like to give them to them just as a snack.
Right.
Yeah.
Bob, I got you covered. They're available through my vendor, but it'll be not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday before I could get them in for you.
Okay.
They're always available. It's not something I like to keep in my store, so you'd have to come pick them up on that Tuesday.
I figured that. Yeah.
That would be the one condition. Or I don't know how long they'd hold because I've never held those guys. But I'd be willing to hold them a couple days if I could in the condition they ship them in.
Yeah.
How much?
I'll-
How long does a box of those guys last?
Are you asking me?
No, just anybody that might know.
I'll say it doesn't last very long for us.
Oh.
I have about half of mine die
Well,
before I
he's
can
probably
put them off
saying
fed.
feed-wise.
Yeah. I
I'd
have
say
about half
probably
of mine die.
feed-wise, they're not lasting long.
Yeah, I mean they need to stay hydrated and they need to stay fed, otherwise they won't last very long.
I do that. I mean, I keep food in there, and I
Gotcha.
keep a couple cotton balls with fresh water every day. I don't know what
Try.
the deal is.
I don't know if you have them up there, but we get these things called jelly pots. It's a company called Komodo makes them, and our crickets seem to do really well on them. It's got all the calcium and all that stuff in them, so you can get them nice and gut loaded.
Oh, is it the food itself is like a jelly?
Yeah.
Okay, I know what that is.
Welcome, Susie.
Thank you. I love jelly pots. I use them all the time. for
They're
my
awesome.
BB
We love them. I used to use just that Flukers, the yellow gel stuff, and then we found the jelly pots, and we haven't gone back since.
Where do you get those?
My local fish store orders them in, actually, but I'm sure you could find them online. It's a company called Komodo.
Okay. Rob, I definitely want some of those.
Komodo jelly pots.
And if you have a crested gecko, you could just make up a little thing of your own and just put the crested gecko food in there.
Yep.
They love it just as much.
Oh, yeah.
It lasts about the same amount of time.
Yeah, you can even, like
Okay.
Susie said, you can even feed them to some reptiles. So,
Okay. Yeah, I'll
That's one I'll
lose
look
half
up
of
for
the.
you, Bob.
Thank you. I lose half of my crickets before I can feed them all to them, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to buy the dozen that are like $10, or you can get 30, whatever size you want for like $4.99 or something at Petco.
right.
I hate to lose them. So
They seem to work the best for us. We've been using them for probably about a year now.
from Petco.
So what's your opinion on Rapashi?
Rapashi, we do use some of it. For our gecko foods, we've switched over to Pangea. I don't know if Rob, I don't know if you've heard of that. That's our geckos seem to like that a lot better than the Rapashi. But as far as, because we do our own fruit fly cultures as well, and we use the Rapashi Superfly for that.
Oh, nice.
It stinks to the high heavens, but
Oh my gosh, it's gross. I like the morning wood.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm a fish store owner that we don't do reptiles, but when I did bring in the Rapashi, I brought in a few of the reptile brands by request of customers, and it's worked out well for us. So
yeah.
I'm always kind of looking at other foods I can carry, and
Pangea,
I'm always open to that.
like I said, it seems to do pretty well down here.
I didn't know that,
It's one I'll
Rob.
have to look
Reptile
up.
food.
Stephen P wants to know if there's a Rapashi.
Yes, I do have a couple left.
What was that, Susie?
Stephen P wants to know if there's some Rapashi that doesn't stink. And yes.
Not that I've tried yet.
It's actually, there is one that smells wonderful. I mean, I'm tempted to taste it. I never have. But it is. I cannot think of the name, but it's for the rainforest fish, and I've got it here in my house, but I'd have to get up and find it. Because I use it for my cichlids. They love it. It's meant for the South American rainforest fish, and it's loaded with fruit. And I swear I smell nutmeg and cinnamon.
I'll have to check that out.
My favorite thing to do with Rapashi
Now,
take one of my decorations and stick it in there, let it dry on there, and then put the decoration in, and it takes a long time for the fish to eat it off the decoration. I like that.
Cool. I have to try that.
That'd be a good thing, like if you're going on vacation or something.
Right.
if you've got a dehydrator, that is perfect. Or you could probably do the same thing come winter time, just in the windowsill, because humidity is very low. You got very dry air, and it will naturally dry out. But you can make jerky out of Repashy, and it does wonderfully well from what I hear as far as a long-term feed.
Eric, Edward was asking where you are. It's at Orlando?
No, I'm up in the Panhandle near Pensacola.
Oh,
So
yeah. I live in
Near Fishing
Jacksonville.
Dreams.
Yeah. Okay.
about 6.5 hours from Orlando.
Okay. When you said it gets cold but not very long, I thought wait there because Jacksonville it would get a little cold but not bad.
Yeah. Like we'll dip down to 30s, sometimes even the 20s, but it'll be a couple days and we'll be right back up in the 50s, 60s.
South Georgia weather. Yeah.
Just call us Southern Georgia. You know, that's what a lot of people
Right.
call us.
That's the way Jacksonville was.
Yeah.
And we're like Northern Georgia here. Bob and I are.
Yeah.
We're right on the border.
Right. Right. What reptiles do you have? There are a lot of reptile people here too. So
What reptiles do I have? Oh my God.
you said that once, but I wasn't paying attention or missed it. I think.
Well, I've got about 31 different ball pythons.
Oh my God!
I didn't realize that.
Call you aqua balls.
Yeah, I've seen that. They have that at my local fish store.
Okay.
Rob.
So there is one.
Yeah, Agripo Explorer. It does not stink. Does not stink. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eric.
No, you're good.
Cool. Thanks.
Got two different bearded dragons. I've got a Hyper Zero and she's a citrus leatherback. And she's our old girl. I'd say she's about 8 or 9 years old now. We've had her for probably about 4 or 5 of those years. We've got leopard geckos, probably about 4 different ones. We've got crested geckos. We just picked up 3 females for a breeding colony at the last Repticon we just went to. That was here in town. Got a male and female Panther chameleon.
Oh, wow.
Anybody?
Those
I
are
looked
beautiful.
at those guys.
Yeah.
Do you have a hard time with those?
The
With their humidity?
chameleons?
Yeah.
The male's pretty friendly. Like he likes to come out and hang out and get on top of your head. But Bob's seen him before. I've had him on a couple different streams.
Yeah.
But the female, she's a little moody sometimes. You'll just walk by her enclosure and she'll just start puffing up at you and turning black.
That'd be kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty funny.
Have those paired? Have you had any babies from the chameleons?
Not the Panthers. We had some Jackson's chameleons that we actually ordered in. We ordered a pair in, and the female was already pregnant, and
Oh.
she had her babies, but I don't think she was healthy. She wound up passing shortly after she had the babies, and then none of the babies made it. They just started kind of dying one by one.
Well, that stinks.
Huh.
And then again, we ordered another one in, and this was a pair. I think it was a pair that we ordered in, and she didn't come in pregnant, but she wound up getting pregnant and laying eggs, and the same thing happened. So I don't know. I don't know if the Jacksons are just a little more sensitive than some of the other ones, or what. But we didn't have good luck with those.
Where do you get your reptiles from?
A lot of them we get from my local fish store.
Okay.
I'd have to ask my wife about where she ordered, because she orders a lot of reptiles online, but I'm not sure off the top of my head what the names.
Because I know there's a lot of breeders down there in Florida. There's a
Yeah.
lot of breeders.
And I believe my local fish store, their ball pythons they get from a local breeder here.
Okay.
So
Why do you have so many ball pythons? Are you
we're gonna
They're
be
just-
breeding them.
okay? Sounds like a lot of work.
I do like watching people who collect the eggs and then they slice them open. And
I watch them all the time. I watch Mutation Creation, and there's another one that I watch too. But Mutation Creation is my favorite.
You know, Ed asked me, and it's just because I forgot it because I didn't need to know it yet. My two chameleons are juveniles. In fact, litter mates, but or whatever, they're brother and sister. But when she does become pregnant to lay eggs, bell chameleons, where do they lay their eggs? Do you put in like a nest box, or that's how ignorant I am? I
Yeah,
just
we'll
haven't needed
put in a big box for them.
Okay, like a bird house, or
Yeah, and it'd be just like that kind of coconut fiber substrate.
right?
We'll put that in there, and she'll bury them, and we'll just take it out of there, and that way we don't have to like pick the eggs out, try to handle them too many times. That's how you wind up getting busted eggs and contaminated.
I just make sure that there's 2 eggs because I had a chameleon that was egg bound, and if I had thought to check to make sure that there was 2 eggs before pulling them, I would have been able to I think I would have been able to do something. But like you said, some of these chameleons are so fragile.
Yeah.
Especially the ladies.
Supposedly the Panthers are fragile too, but I mean both of ours are doing really well. I mean, our female, she got an eye infection one time, but past that, she's fine. I mean, we had to take her to the vet. She had to get a good while of shots, right in her eye. So.
Ouch! Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you have to do it?
No, my sister works at the vet that we take our dogs and pretty much everything else to. So one of the doctors there had to do it. So.
Yeah, one of my skinks was sick, and I had to give him intramuscular injections. Oh my god, I was a wreck a couple times.
I would not like that.
No, it was not fun. I had my daughter, the nurse, come over. You got to help. It's a little different, but it's holding a skink with their tiny little legs and only getting it in the meaty part between the scales. And they're jerking around. They make it look so easy at the end.
Yeah, there's no way I could try to like stick a needle in a chameleon's eye. There's no way.
No.
Rob, your mic just like super loud.
Who's? Mine?
Rob.
Mine?
Yes.
My mic?
That's a little.
No, it's under his beard. It's under his beard. Is that where it is?
The beard makes his voice echo.
I like it.
Being loud like that, just then.
Like a natural megaphone.
Right.
Does that change things?
Did you list everything that you had, or did you just get cut off? Do you have any frogs or any skinks?
Frogs? Oh, yes. We have 2 the dumpy tree frogs. They're the white ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have probably about almost a month ago I got dart frogs for the first time, and the blue Azuris.
Uh-huh.
And
What kind of setup do you have them in?
I actually turned a fluval flex into a bioactive vivarium. So.
Very
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Because it's pretty much fully enclosed except for a few little areas. It keeps the humidity in, it keeps the temperature perfect.
Oh, wow.
That was my wife's idea. So,
That's very, very clever. I like that.
but yeah, so you can use fluval flexes for more than aquariums.
Okay.
One right there.
And isn't there an opening at the top, though? A little opening? Do you do anything to that? Or you just, they don't
No,
get
I
it?
just left it, and actually keeps it right at 100% humidity. So
Why not?
Let me blow you up a minute, Dan.
Mine's pretty much all solid
Yours is.
covered.
Mine has a 1 inch by maybe 2 inch opening in the top.
I could pop this part out.
yeah, I had that part popped
Oh,
out.
okay. Cool.
Okay.
That's it. And everything else is closed up in it.
Hey, Nico.
What is inside that? Is that a head?
Yeah, that's Deadpool.
Is it? Did you make that out of like machete? Is there water in that?
That Deadpool with an aquarium co-op.
Oh my god, I love it!
Yeah, he's got an aquarium co-op hat.
Of course, sure. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love it.
You haven't seen anything till you get to see him move.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
That's just downright creepy.
It is. Yeah. It's creepier when there's no hands on it.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is funny.
And he has an app so he can download new things all the time.
Oh wow.
I can only imagine the things you can download for him to say.
He's saying, he's actually saying Bob something right now too.
of course.
I wish he would make one eye open and one eye shut for, and then I'll turn him off.
You need like a remote for him so you can make him start talking back there just at random.
But yeah, and look at how I carry him.
Yeah. God. That's pretty. Nico, put that thing back. Hey, Nico. It's your co-pilot.
Yep, good boy.
Right there, hanging out.
Thanks, Ed.
Eventually, though, it's going to be a pointed tank filled with shrimp.
Cool.
I hope so.
I know, I've been waiting a while. Sean was going to come. Sean Peck's going to do it for me. He really wants to make a video stuffing it. But he was going to come over like 2 weeks ago, but I had a sinus infection that was really bad, so I canceled.
Feeling better now?
Yeah, I mean, I could cough, and now I even feel better.
Okay. I get that.
Y'all have to excuse my dogs. They're getting fed, and my girl likes to get very vocal when she's eating.
My dogs never bark or anything during the stream, so we're all used to everybody having animals. Eric, are you prepared to show us some fish or reptiles?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome.
Most of the lizards are, lights are off and they're asleep, but I can show some snakes and some fish.
Oh, cool.
Let's
That'd
see
be
it.
awesome.
Thank you. People love to see the livestock.
We get the phone turned around here.
Hey, Skipper.
Hey, Skipper.
Better.
Yeah, I hope Skipper's feeling better. He's been down.
Hey, Skip.
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful.
nice.
Kenny, I didn't see you.
Yeah, we've got these snake racks that we keep all the snakes in.
Now, are these specially made for snakes, or can you put crafts in them?
I mean, you can probably put anything you want in there, but they are made for snakes.
Okay, so they're pretty expensive.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive. It'd be an expensive storage bin. This is my lemon blast. She's shedding right now, so she's not very bright. But this is the first snake that I bought personally. I don't know if y'all can see her very well, but
What did you call her? And what
she's a lemon. Her morph is a lemon blast.
Okay.
Wow,
And the morph means the genetics, right?
Yeah.
How they express genetics.
Yeah, it's hard to get it in focus.
Pretty
now, do they
smart.
ever bite you when you grab them out of there?
They try sometimes.
Do you like flick them on the nose so they don't?
Actually, I was watching a video and there was a guy that was saying that when you're using a snake hook or whatever, to tap them on the head with it, and it's kind of like a reset button.
Yeah. Well, you see,
Not
I
not to beat them on the head with it, but
Yeah,
Just
I
like-
once saw somebody like tap them with their finger, and I didn't know if
Yeah.
it was on their head or in their nose or where. But
this one's a newer one I got. It's a killer spinner.
Oh,
What it's
I
called.
like the color.
Wow.
now, when these guys like just move around on the carpet,
Mm.
do they have like a unique way, like like a sidewinder moves his whole body sideways in the sand? I'm sure they're not sidewinders, but do they have
No.
like a unique way of moving, or?
They just, I mean, they're very quick
Oh, okay.
when they want to be. I mean,
Yeah, they are.
this one's
Now-
called a pastel garden wheel. Another
Now,
beautiful.
are these lids set up? Are these drawers set up so if you pull them too far, they'll stop?
No, I mean you can pull them all the way out.
Oh, that'd be bad.
Yeah. But it's easy, like just pulling the thing out when you're going to change out the bedding and stuff.
Right.
Oh, I got you.
I bet there's no way they could push them out.
No, they can't.
And I didn't before I started keeping. I got Nathan that passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Ed and Jack brought me Sandy. He was a little bitty guy, big now. But I didn't really know anything about ball pythons, and I began to research them before that. And they actually really like being in the way you have them set up.
Yeah.
Except when they're hungry and looking for food, they really like their little.
Beautiful.
This one's a pastel yellow belly.
I like that one.
This is one of my favorite ones.
I do too.
Oh wow!
Now, if you were selling them, how much would they go
I
for?
can see why.
As adults, or
No, let's say you were selling them at a show. I guess you have juveniles. How much would they go for?
it could go it depends on the morph. I mean, it could go anywhere from
That yellow belly.
the yellow belly, probably about $300.
Cool.
It's reasonable.
But
Yeah.
you can get them all the way up to, I mean, in the thousands. I mean, depending on the morph.
I've never owned a snake. I don't think, but one time I've ever even held a snake.
Oh man.
Before when my wife got her first one, I wasn't too keen on it, and then all I had to do was hold it, and that's what got me into it.
That's what everybody says. That's what
Yeah.
everybody says.
Yeah. They're pretty cool.
I want a hognose, a western hognose snake.
Oh, they're so cool, the hognose.
Yeah, as soon as you feel one and you feel that cold skin on yours, you realize that this is not an animal like anything you've held before.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Let's see if I can get in the light better. This is another one of my favorites. This is a clown.
Oh wow!
You see, it's got like a lot more orange and stuff in it.
Very pretty though. Very pretty.
What is it about the stamp on their head? I just started reading about that the other day.
What is it?
The stamp on their head.
Stamp on their head?
I think it's what it's called.
What is that?
That I'm not sure.
It's talking about how the stamp was. I don't know if it's just the pattern on the head or what, but somebody
That'll have to be
one of
something
those.
I'm gonna have to research that because I'm still learning stuff every day. So
Very interesting.
Cool.
When I was a
Feed
little
'em.
kid. Oh, sorry.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Ed. I was just going to ask him if he feeds them all at the same time. I have 3 snakes, but I'm wanting another 1 or 2, so you know where that's going.
Uh-huh. You're getting to set up a rack, aren't you?
Oh, wow.
This one's a-
look at
Oh,
that.
wow.
this one's a piebald.
Beautiful.
I like the name Piebald.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yes.
yeah, she's a.
Now these ball pythons, even the wild ones, they're gorgeous. Just the plain wild ones that you see at, I think they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Even
she's like,
the normal ones are pretty.
Now, how big will that one get?
She'll get to be probably about 6 feet long,
holy cow.
and that's not even big compared to some of the boa
that's not bad.
constrictors and stuff like that. Here, I got a full grown female right here. Give me 1 second.
The females get a little bigger than males, or do I have
Oh,
that
yeah.
off?
Yeah, for
Reverse?
9 months.
I'm glad.
For
Sandy's a
about 9
boy.
months, I kept a friend's red-tailed boa.
Here's a full
I
grown.
put it on my houseboat.
Oh, wow.
Every houseboat on that dock.
Hi, Darcy.
No, this is a 6-foot one.
She's
Wow.
probably about 4 foot, so she might have a little more growing to do.
She's really fat.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to, I'm not trying to be rude.
compared to that one.
Yeah. If you compare them, yeah.
Now, okay, can you put them next to each other and the big one won't eat the little one?
No.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, I think she tried to smush her just now.
She's a little scared. But she's one of our newer ones, so she's not used to all the commotion yet. But
Did you say that you do feed them all at the same time? I think I asked that.
We take them out one by one. We try not to feed them in their enclosures, just because we don't want them to associate their enclosures with food.
See, that's what I was saying last night. Was it Pam's cream?
Yeah, it was in Pam's.
Yeah. But George was saying, no, don't do that. But see, he's got a bunch of snakes, and I said, you probably wouldn't want to take them out, but you are taking yours out. Okay. I had read that several places, and that's what's wrong with my big one. Every time he sees me, he goes up to eat. You know. Oh, that's cool.
And this is one I actually got from.
And there actually could be a learned pattern.
Yeah. This is one I actually got from Priscilla. Somebody turned it in wherever she works at, and she came in a live. Yeah, she came in earlier this year in a live stream and asked if anybody wanted a snake, and I took it. So
Nice.
it was this snake has come a long way too. It was real skinny and not very well taken care of, for whoever had it. And it's probably almost doubled in size since we've got it. So.
And how often do they eat?
What's that?
How often does she eat? Or he?
The smaller ones we feed once a week.
Okay.
And the bigger ones, it's like every 10 to 14 days.
See, my big one's eating every 2 days now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But he won't go to rats.
So we'll feed him a big, some of them aren't ready to eat rats yet. We try to feed them rats, but they'll just sit there and look at them.
Yeah.
And let them.
So what do you do? Just
another one of my favorites.
Oh, he's a naked one.
That's a leucistic.
He looks naked.
Gorgeous. Is that a black dot in the middle of his back, or is that just money?
That's a black dot.
God, that's gorgeous.
That's a black dot in the middle of his back.
That's his little fly that's bothering him at all times.
Is his name Spot?
This is Spencer.
Okay.
Is his name Uno?
I love it.
Are you able to sex them? Are you guys able to do that?
Yeah. One of our friends was doing it for us, but she's been showing us how to do it. It's basically like down towards the end of their tail, where they go to the bathroom and everything at. You basically pop it open and you can tell. So.
Yeah. I have been afraid to try on my new one.
It's really it doesn't look too difficult from what I've seen him do. The snake doesn't try to fight you or anything.
Pull the pants down and look. That's beautiful. That one seems a little calm.
Yeah, he's been around for a little while, so he's used to being taken out and all that. So.
Now, let's say this guy is slithering around on your floor and your dog comes across it. What's your dog gonna do?
Uh-oh.
Probably sniff it, and the snake will probably freak out and coil up and go into a ball. And they don't. We haven't had a problem with them, attacking any of the reptiles or anything like that. I mean, the mice that we have, that's a different story. But
yeah, right.
My female dog, she just every time we're cleaning out the mice, she's standing right there waiting for one to drop.
Well, the dogs might think it's like livestock, so they might try to protect it. Dogs will sometimes protect sheep, goats, things like that, chickens.
Yeah, Winnie, my girl, she always tries to protect everything from Dallas, the other dog.
Ooh, that's a neat one.
Yeah, he's a little darker, like charcoal color with the stripes on his back.
I like that one.
He's like a skeleton one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like neon, kind of. What's that one called?
He's called a GHI Mojave. And the GHI stands for gotta have it.
Oh.
Literally, that's what it stands for.
Is it kind of like guppies where, guppies have just been transformed to all different colors and all sorts of stuff?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same way with these guys?
Yeah, you breed certain ones together to get certain colors and certain patterns.
And then do they like throw 100% of the same, or do you have to
No,
get
like some of
calling?
them you'll get some snakes with some of the traits and some snakes with other traits, and you'll get just normal snakes out of it. I mean, it's kind of like playing the lottery when you breed them.
What do you do with all the ugly babies?
What? Well, we haven't bred any yet, so.
Oh,
But we'll probably, I mean, knowing my wife, we'll probably keep them. So.
Snake hoarder.
There's
Yeah.
no such thing as ugly babies, Ed.
No.
oh, maybe you could get like a bird that likes to eat snakes.
Yeah, I mean.
What? Stop talking.
Do you have any snakes that are gravid right
I
now?
would say a lot of people get king snakes because I mean king snakes will eat other snakes, but
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I mean I don't know that we'll do anything like that, but
I have one, and Mike has one, or maybe more than one.
Yeah.
Mike Athletics.
And they also have like egg-eating snakes, right? That eat only eggs.
Yeah.
Wow. But you only have ball pythons, correct?
yeah, we have ball pythons. We've got a couple. We got a sand boa and a Colombian rainbow boa.
The rainbow bow is the one I saw. I forget who had it, and they showed it on Instagram. It was spectacular.
Oh, those are gorgeous.
Oh my gosh. Hi.
Hey,
Sorry.
Darcy.
She didn't want to be on camera, but she got on there anyways.
You bet you were on.
I'm gonna get the little baby beardy out.
Oh.
Oh,
This is my little Hyper Zero. This is my dream lizard.
Oh my gosh, he's gorgeous.
oh, love him.
Oh,
He's so
cute.
cute.
Wow.
Is he really fast?
Oh
Now,
yeah,
are
he's,
you going to breed him?
yes. I'm waiting to get a female. I'm waiting for the people I got them from. They were at Repticon. I'm waiting for January when they come back so I can get a female.
Wow.
So
What does Hyper Zero mean?
what is it?
What's Hyper Zero mean?
Just like zero pigment. It's just he's white. You know, like a whitish gray.
So like super white. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, are there any lizards with like 6 fingers instead of 5?
No, I don't know. Not that I know of.
Because like, you know, chameleons just kind of have 2.
Yeah, their feet are weird. They got like it's 2 fingers on one part and one, you know, kind of like a claw almost.
So I was just wondering if lizards like came with all the types of cool feet.
I love
I'll
your
show you.
pants.
I'll show you one of the chameleons. There's one of the chameleons right there.
Oh, yeah.
He's asleep. That's the male panther.
Yeah, the cute, isn't it, Monica?
Oh, I see him now.
I think I'm going to set up a chameleon cage, even though I don't have a chameleon yet.
You'll love them, Susie. You'll love them.
You ought to move to Tennessee first, then do it.
I know. How great is that? I just sent Monica one of the lots that I came across from Tennessee that just looked perfect.
And then there's the female with the attitude. She's kind of buried in the plant right there.
Oh,
Looks like it's
gotta love a
nice.
female with an attitude.
I say she's probably cursing me out right now. So. And I think that's everything.
I love the plants. You got so many gorgeous plants.
Oh my God, my wife's crazy about plants. I mean, I'm
Me too.
again, like she got into plants. I'm not the type to be like, no, we can't have all these plants, but I'm not really into it. But now I'm starting to get into it because they've been around so long and they're kind of growing.
What's up on that shelf,
Early.
frogs?
Huh?
What's up on that shelf, frogs? I'm just
Up here?
curious what's in the middle.
Up here?
Small.
That's the sand boa tank,
Right. Okay.
and that's the rainbow. That's the rainbow boa tank right next to it.
Gotcha.
And then that's the collared lizard.
Wait, go back up to that top shelf. Is that a variegated pathos or is that a variegated monstera? In the light green pot.
This one.
Yes.
I'll have to ask my wife what that is.
Okay. Okay.
It's a good eye, Susie. I didn't even see that.
Well, it might be a Panther, but then I thought, oh my gosh, is that a Monstera? What?
We do have a couple cuttings of a variegated Monstera.
Oh, that's my dream plant. That's my dream plant.
There's a Filipino lady here in town that has one, and she does cuttings, but
Oh my gosh, look at them.
they're so sensitive though. Like we haven't even touched the leaves on them, and they're bruising. So I don't know what the heck is going on with them.
Oh, I love them. I think the sun on the white part it's really hard for them to photosynthesize the white part.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Those are fancy.
They are very fancy, very nice cuttings. Oh,
Wow.
my dream plant right there, guys.
That was my wife's dream plant. She finally found one.
Yay for her. I think Lisa just got a cutting too.
She did. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, Monica, that's translated to happy wife, happy life.
That's right. Especially
She said
if you
she
have more
likes
than
it.
one fish tank. More than one reptile. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. And then I'm a fan of the golden pothos. I know they're kind of plain Jane, but I like them. So
I
They're
love them.
pretty.
I love them.
So
I
I've got
love
a-
the
I just-
pothos. I have them in all my tanks.
I picked up this one the other day. This one was like some of the leaves on it are huge.
Yeah.
So
That's nice.
You know, they ought to add something to that happy wife, happy life to no wife, free life.
Are you still talking, Ed? Are you still talking?
Ed, you better watch your mouth, Susie Q. Be careful.
Susie.
you know, it helps that at least we have the same hobbies and
Yeah.
vices. I
Oh,
guess.
for sure.
Yeah, that's
So-
awesome.
Your
So at
place
least
is-
we can both enjoy it.
Yeah, you're like partners in crime. I love it.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what my local fish store calls us. 'Cause we go in there all the time. They're like, "Oh God, what are you guys gonna buy now?" You know?
I
you
love
did
it.
well.
Just think how the air gets filtered with all those plants.
Oh, I know. It's nice clean air in the house for sure.
You're going to have to add super to that. To discourage him too, Susie.
Yeah, I'm just
Beautiful.
staring at my.
Is that a Severum? No, that's a black.
Those are
pearl?
Warus,
Okay. Okay.
and then I got my. Finally, a few months ago, I finally got an Ornate Biker. So
Oh,
Oh,
There he
nice. Oh, he's pretty too. Very pretty.
yeah, he's about
Nada. I love him. I love him. I love him.
he's about 6 inches right now.
Oh, he's
He's
just little.
he's a little guy.
Now, my ornates were nice when they were small, but now that they're a foot, they will eat anything that moves.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. He tries, like with some of the smaller ones I have in there, they'll swim by him and he'll kind of lift his head up, but he's too slow to get the Madagascar rainbows.
And that's a long and barb in there.
Yes,
What's the gold one?
those ones right there.
Yes.
Those are Congo Tetras. And then I have my 2 Oscars right here. I
Oh,
even-
my God.
What a combination. And they all live happily ever after. I
It's a
love
good
it.
tank. Yeah.
and I got a little Starry Night right there. He's afraid of everything, but
I just went to help my girlfriend clean out some of her tanks, and she's got 5 Starry Nights. I have never seen them full grown, and they are absolutely stunning.
oh yeah, I bought him as he was probably about 2 or 3 inches when I bought him, and now he's probably getting close to 4 to 5 inches, and he's really like he had no color on him when I bought him, but now he's finally starting to come into his own.
I think I'm going to start looking for one. I definitely want one or a couple.
Imperial Tropicals.
Imperial Tropicals. I'm going to write that down.
Well,
that's down in Florida.
he'll become like a species only tank at some point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, is there a
100%.
Look at him sparkle. He's really pretty.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, see, he's trying to intimidate the Oscar, and the Oscar just doesn't care.
Rainbow fish. Wow.
We've got a little bit of everything in here. I got
Yeah.
black ruby barbs. Those are some of my favorites.
Mine too. Yeah.
Wow. beautiful tank. I would never think to put those combination of fish in the same tank. I love it.
They do fine.
I love it.
Nice.
I'm all about, somewhat breaking the rules. So
Right, and you have no problem. Oh, look at those peacocks and haps.
yeah, I got peacocks and haps in here. There's even a couple. I got a group of 4 trophies in here too.
What size tank is it?
That's a 125 gallon.
Wow.
And so is the other one. The other one that y'all were looking at with the Warriors and stuff. That was a 125.
I could look at this tank all day long.
Beautiful.
I know. I love
Yeah.
it. It's the first thing I see when I come out of the hallway in the morning after getting up.
Eric Bunny said she knows Severums eat plants, and boy, do they.
Oh, yes,
but-
they do. That's why
but-
my Severums, which y'all are about to see next, there's nothing but fake plants in there. And they tear those up.
Well, she says do warriors also eat them. I don't know about that. I've never kept those. Did you hear me?
What is it?
She said do warriors. I may not be pronouncing that correctly. Do warriors eat plants also?
Eat plants?
Yes.
I don't really see them picking at the fake ones. So, I mean, it could be,
I've never kept them, so I don't have
they
a
either
clue.
will or they won't. I couldn't tell you whether they actually do or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little guy right there, that's an OB Malawi Dolphin.
Oh wow.
Got him from a friend of mine that I know on Facebook that breeds them. And then my fluorescent down there, he's probably the brightest one in the tank.
Now, would a Frontosa do good in this tank or no?
What is it?
Frontosa?
I had Frontosas in there. I had a couple of them, and they did fine, but they're a lot slower to get to the food than the rest of them, so they weren't eating as much. So I rehomed them because I didn't feel like they were getting to their full potential.
Okay.
Terry says Waru do eat plants.
They do? Okay.
Yep. And Dee wants to know how often you do water changes on the Peacock tank.
Now that I had an FX6 on there with a smaller canister, but I just put an FX4 on there as well. So now it's once a week, but I was doing like twice a week.
Yeah.
So
Jerome also said, yeah, they eat plants.
Yeah.
There we go. Cool.
and
Well, I know Susie Q wants to ask, but she's shy, and so forth, like Pam. But when are you going to have some baby snakes?
some baby snakes.
Yep.
Well,
Asking
we're
for
gonna
them.
try. We have some that are big enough that we can start to try to breed this coming year. But a lot of them, the smaller ones, it's going to be a couple years before we can breed them because the females got to be a certain weight before they can breed.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like 1,500 grams.
Yeah, I
believe.
need to get scale, I guess. I don't
How
have a
often do you
scale.
weigh your snakes?
Every time we feed them, or before every feeding.
I haven't been doing that. I need to do it.
And
These
are
are-
Shy like Pam.
These are all
I
my.
like Pam.
Pam must have gone to sleep. I didn't get her.
No, I was not. I was just thinking I need to go back and find Matt on my community
Okay.
tab and
Yeah.
ban him again.
Ban him again?
Severums
Oh, my
and
God.
Parrots.
Yeah, these are Severums, Parrots, Filament Barbs, and there's 3 blue Acaras in there.
Wow.
The
Okay.
Filament Bar is my favorite schooling fish.
They're gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, especially first thing in the morning is when their colors really pop.
And those guys used to be real inexpensive, but they sure aren't now.
Oh, I know.
What size tank is that?
This is a 120 gallon. It's a 4x2x2.
Wow.
It's probably my favorite size tank. Because you can put, within reason, you can put pretty much anything you want in it. It's wide enough for Oscars. It's,
4x2x2. I think that's what my 120 is upstairs.
Yeah.
4x2x2. I like that too very much.
Because
This is
when all my Africans were small, this is what I had them in. But then when they started getting bigger, I moved them out. And then I wound up setting up with these guys. And there you go.
this tank is kind of like the behind me Severums and the Barbs, Paku. Skipper told us we had 2 minutes about a minute ago.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yep,
we will.
it's exactly on the hour right now.
Okay.
Wow.
As far as I know, Kenny's going.
That went by fast.
Yeah,
It did.
it
It
did.
went way too fast.
I wish we had another hour too. I wish we had another hour. Is there a link for Kenny? Do we know for sure he's going? I won't rush him if he is, but or isn't. They don't want to go over. Okay.
Kenny, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's starting.
I hadn't
today.
seen anything saying he wasn't. So, all
I think
right.
I saw a community post earlier.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Eric. And will you come back again?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Maybe in a couple weeks or a few weeks?
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
want to see your lizards next time.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
What'd you say you want to see is what?
The
Lizards.
lizards, all the different lizards, the chameleons and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Susie.
We'll try to keep them awake next time.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Eric. And thanks, Darcy, for helping. I know that made the snake tour go a lot better. And thanks you moderators, and thanks to everybody for being here, and special thanks to this panel of awesome people. How blessed are we. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
And there's a link for Kenny. See you guys over there.
Yep. And he gone.
He gone.
Oh,
We're still here, but he's gone.
I think he hit leave instead of.
And he didn't end the stream.
Yeah, I think the stream's still on.
Oh God, we
There he
can have middle time now.
And he's back.
I didn't touch a thing. I hadn't even got my hand up there yet. Anyway, I was going to say good night, everybody, and we need a hashtag. What is that? Come on, Ed. What's a hashtag, Susie?
Snakes. Hashtag snakes.
There you go.
Okay, that's
All
better than what I was going to say.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks again, Eric. See
Thank
you
you,
over at
guys.
Kenny's in a minute.
Thanks for having me
Bye.
on.
Thank you.